Hey y'all, man. This is YeahManThePodcast. Today is me, JP the Creator. I'm here with Ben The Awesome Newsome, and today is episode 36. Today we're gonna talk about the unfortunate death of DMX, Deshaun Watson, what's going on, and your upcoming fight. So today. DMX passed away. You know, DMX is a legendary rapper. He's actor, and they passed away. I always remember DMX it's like the energy that he gave, man. Like I remember when I first started playing semi-pro, man, we would play music all the time, man. Mm-hmm. You know, because it was just like it was so hype. You know what I mean? And I seen on Facebook how everybody kind of took it, kind of down to heart. You know, what did you kind of feel about it?
When I heard the initial news that he was in grave condition, yeah. I was just waiting for they're like, okay, DMX is dead. You know what I'm saying? Right. Or I don't want to sound insensitive, but he's passed. Because when they say grave condition, he's in a vegetable state, damn, he ain't, there's really no point in kind of keeping this man alive if he's going to be like that, in that kind of condition. And then, we're hearing, oh, he's off the respirator, now he's off the respirator. It's like, there's so much, indecisiveness of what the news was, but I was like, ultimately, I figured he was going to end up passing because of the constant drug use, and then you overdose like that, it's probably going to be what you're going to end up passing. So I was kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop, so to speak, saying DMX has passed, and then then you start seeing the memes and the RIPs popping up. Even I put the story. I found the story, shared it on Facebook, and said, RIP DMX, gone too soon. Another legend gone too soon. And, I was talking to a friend of mine, and she said, she's like, all the real rappers are dying. And I said, yeah, you got this little mumble rap, and there's nothing against mumble rappers, but they sing who sings about Gucci Gang, and you saying one little word, it's all of a sudden it becomes a song Gucci Gang, that's I ain't got nothing against it's catchy, but it's nothing, it doesn't mean to it.
But see, the thing about DMX, man, is that
he told it really had energy with it. He just gets you hyped up. You can be down, shit. You be down in the dumps, just chilling. You're supposed to be getting ready for something, and then you tell us DMX, you hopping around ready to fight.
What I liked about DMX was that he would talk about, he had a song about his grandma. Mm-hmm. He would talk about some real stuff, man. And he would kind of the best movie I liked from DMX was Belly, because it just showed all his emotion. It was a widespread of emotion.
Right.
And I think his music was like that. Right. And I think people related to that, man, because it was real. You know what I mean? So you had this super energetic person to where he would talk about his life, to where he would talk about some stuff yeah, man, I can relate to that. You know what I mean? I can feel that. You know what I mean? And then you had the Rough Riders, and it was just wow, man, he kind of did it all, And yeah, that's what I respect about him.
I think he personally kind of made being black and riding a motorcycle cool. He kind of started a movement there with the Rough Riders. Now, as you mentioned, I kind of forgot all about the Rough Riders, but it's really kind of, you wouldn't be able to imagine Rough Riders without DMX, because he made riding a bike cool. It used to be you see a bunch of not of color folks riding bikes. I don't want to be controversial, but it's true. And all of a sudden, you got a big old gang of black folks just riding down the street on bikes and doing tricks and everything. You know, it's like all of a sudden that's the cool thing to do because DMX said, you know. And the funny thing about it is DMX is not that tall. He was like probably 5'6", 5'7". Like wasn't that tall at all. But he on his music, he sounds like he's 7 foot tall. You know, his energy just comes off like, man, this dude must be like really big. And you see him, it's like. It's high, you know what I'm saying? Like even in the movies, like when he played Romeo Must Die, he was at club owner. He was talking to Aaliyah, and he said, you know, why don't you come and talk to me real quick? And then he's talking to her. He's like, your pop's buying up all this property and blah blah blah. I ain't signed nothing. And I was like, man, it's crazy. Like he even had energy in that. Like you know, it's just everything he did. He had energy in. He just you just can't imagine rap back then the way it was without DMX. You can't not mention DMX.
That is true.
And then like when he came along, he kind of like the No Limit Soldiers.
Okay.
They kind of brought them into the loop. I feel he kind of brought them into the loop because you had Juvenile, Cash Money. That's what Cash Money. Yeah, you had all them still. Lil Wayne when he's coming out in his prime.
Was DMX before that?
I want to say, or was he already during that time?
I think he was after that.
Was he?
I think so.
Oh, okay, my bad. Now
I don't know because like Cash Money was kind of like when I was in high school. They've been out a long time.
Cash Money. I ain't seen nothing come from them since God knows when, but
they've been out for a while.
But when's C-Murder go in? He been in for a minute, hasn't he?
Didn't he get out?
I think so.
Yeah.
He got out, but I don't know what all happened with that. I think it's like they kind of confessed or something like that, but he didn't do it. But he still wouldn't tell what happened, who did it, or whatever. I think he knew. So.
I think he got out.
He was in for a while though. Quite a while before somebody like finally said something like he didn't do it, because he didn't. It was like a 16-year-old got shot in the head or something like that. It was crazy. He
got life in prison. Except for life in prison on August 14, 2009. It was good when he got out. I think he. I think he's still in it.
Still in?
Somebody got to tell them.
Well, if we're gonna talk about rappers that are in jail, Mystical was in jail for a little bit too. Remember that case? Okay. He went to jail. He went to prison for that stuff that happened with his hairdresser, him and his bodyguards, and he was in for the longest. And then they technically released him, and then they booked him back in for tax evasion or something like that. So he spent another year, and then he was facing charges again. Just recently, he beat those charges, but basically sexual assault again. Like he's been, mean, I'm like, dude, you should sit down somewhere. And Mystical is now bald. So for those of you that don't remember Mystical, Mystical was he was kind of like DMX, a real higher energy rapper. That was like DMX was in a time where his high energy rap was like the thing. Like you don't see a lot of slow and chop and screw running around. It was like danger, danger. That's Mystical. So they were that time when you had to have something. Like you wanted to get hyped up to go to the gym. You wanted to put on some Mystical. You wanted to put on some DMX, NWA. Any of those those from that era. Now it's kind of like this mumble rap, and I'm not too fond of it. I'm not gonna lie. I do listen to NBA YoungBoy. I do listen to him. He's got some serious issues out there going on. I'm like his life is kind of interesting, but it's like
I guess C. Murray's still in jail.
Okay, so I think C. Murray's still in jail. C. Murray, stay up, man. As far as DMX is concerned, he left a legend that can't really follow. Nobody else can beat DMX. Like I don't see anybody else carrying his name. Like it's just one of those things. Now of the 15 kids that he has, literally 15. It says he was married one time. He has 15 kids from different relationships, like 15 total. How old his youngest is, I have no clue. I don't know how old his oldest is. I don't know how old his youngest is. But 50 years old, 15 kids, y'all do the math. Obviously, he was just out there doing what he do. So, yeah, that's his business. That's a lot of kids. But his legend in general is a heavy burden to carry, even for all 15 kids. Or the baby's mothers that he was, the various ones he had. It's a hard burden to carry. 15 kids. 15. So, yep.
So Deshaun Watson.
So leading on to other news, Deshaun Watson. Oh, Deshaun. It's hard enough being a black male. Alright? Then it's even harder when you become a black male that's famous and an athlete, actor, whatever. You're just famous, period. Because you're going to have everybody on your nuts.
And you're a cold quarterback.
Cold quarterback. We're talking about a dude can sling the rock. We're thinking he's going to go to Chicago, the Jets, wherever, anywhere but the Texans. And Texans are like, nope. You ain't going nowhere. Then all of a sudden, he gets all these allegations popping up on him. And it went from like 4 to like 22. Okay, first of all, it's hard for me to wrap my head around this. You're telling me this man's been in the league for what? Like 5-6 years now? About that, 5-6 years. And you're telling me that this man done went and done all this stuff. And nobody said nothing. But now all of a sudden he wants out of the Texans. All of a sudden all these people just pop up. Now I'm not saying that it's not a coincidence. But it's a coincidence. I'm just saying, like, whether he was famous or not, if you felt like you were wrong, you should have been gone to the police already. Not wait until it's like inopportune time. I know everybody's gonna say, "Oh, baby, you wrong for that." She was scared. She was scared to come out and all this. And all it takes is one person, and it could be a complete lie. And some of them could be true, some of them could be false. But it just takes one person to come out with this, fabricated story, or it could be true. And all of a sudden, oh yeah, it happened to me too, and me too, and me too. And it goes from 4 to 22. Now, somewhere in there, somebody's lying. Somebody's lying. And the defense's job, defense's attorney's job for Deshaun Watson is to either prove they're lying or be a hell of a good liar to get him out of this. Because he's going to have some shit on his name. Now, not only did he lose his endorsement with Nike, he also lost his endorsement with Beats by Dre. So he's losing money left and right. We all know that when something comes up like this, they're going to take their endorsements back. If you think back, Jerry, the Subway guy, y'all remember the Subway guy? The Subway guy spent 16 years in jail. Y'all know what he did. If you don't, look it up. He spent 16 years in jail. I'm pretty sure Subway's not going to have anything to do with that man anymore when he gets out. He's going to be known as Jared the nasty guy. You know, very, look, I don't want to talk about that, but yeah. So, I mean, it's just like, come on, dude. What do you think about it?
About the Deshaun Watson thing?
Yes.
I wouldn't say the proper way. I wouldn't say the proper way. I think when you're young and you're talented like that, and you're in a big city like Houston,
Very big city.
Yeah, I think they'll mess around with a couple women.
Yeah.
I think it just seemed fishy, like you were saying, that now it just pops up when he wants to leave the city.
Yeah, like
I don't know the Texans. I don't want to say that. I really don't want to think that, but if they did, that's sad. It could be that somebody said it's some time, you know. Hey, you're not gonna never really know. You know, it's gonna be something where you have to see how it pans out. You really got to see how it pans out because it could be were they lying? One of they really tell the truth. But unfortunately, something like that, when a man is accused of something like that,
it still messes up your reputation.
Yeah, but then that's what I'm saying. Then you guilty for proving innocent.
And that's what everybody's saying. They're saying like, well, if it's 22 women and 22 cases, there's got to be something true. There's got to be something true in there. I'm not necessarily with that.
Not either.
I'm not necessarily with that. This man hasn't stood trial yet, but you're already putting him on trial when you say, oh, 22 women. Somewhere, it's got to be true somewhere. You don't know that. Just say y'all.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, so it's got to be somewhere in there. There's got to be some truth. There's a truth. There's three sides of the story. There's your side, there's my side, and there's the truth.
Right.
Now he's gonna have to stand before 12 of his peers. 12 peers of society, and they're gonna decide what's the truth and what's not. Now, lawyers are pretty damn good at twisting things around and maybe kind of helping you think another way. But it's like with my experience in court and this divorce, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. So if you can't prove nothing, it didn't happen.
I don't think it's what you know, it's who you know.
And
I really,
it really is true.
You're gonna have to spend some money.
Oh, a lot.
I think
he can't leave the league for a while.
I think if he, I think it's gonna be kind of like with the Antonio Brown thing, where he spends some money. It kind of goes away.
I think it.
They're gonna have to get a lot of money.
Yeah, but he didn't have any cases on though. Like he.
Yeah, a couple.
Yeah, a couple.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Antonio Brown had a couple.
Antonio Brown, I think if he would have went off the deep end when he was playing with the Steelers, he'd be elite, more elite than what he is now. Because when he went to the Bucks, he kind of disappeared, kind of blended in.
Yeah.
And he didn't really he wasn't really Antonio Brown we all know. You know what I'm saying? Like he's at Antonio Brown is in his prime. He was the man. And then all of a sudden he just kind of disappeared out to the sunset. LaShawn McCoy, same thing. He didn't play in the Super Bowl. He still got a ring though. So I got a ring, but he didn't play a snap. I don't think. And Fournette is, I think his shelf life is coming up.
I don't know. Fournette
I mean, Fournette's cold. Don't get me wrong, but I think his shelf life is starting to come up a little bit because he's a bruiser like Adrian Peterson, and Peterson, we all know he's been playing forever, and he keeps getting cut and playing for different teams, and then he gets cut for like a whole year for whooping his kid with that switch, and then look at what happened to him. He got bounced from the Vikings, and he was bouncing all over the place until he finally found a home. And
the Redskins, right?
the Redskins. The Redskins picked him up, and then I think he's playing for the Lions now. But he really don't have another show for it. Like a lot of these guys don't have the financial literacy that they should try to acquire when they're getting this kind of money in their hands. Because without financial literacy, what I mean is basically knowing where your money's going, how it's getting there, and what's being done with it. You kind of just going in blind. Like, I'm not going to give Jarnell $1,000 and say go do whatever with it. I'm going to want to know where it's going, what you need it for, why is it $1,000? Is there something that can be done cheaper for the same quality? But you also get what you pay for. So
I don't know. I kind of feel like sometimes you just want to still play.
What's it who?
I think sometimes we still want to play. Because if he retired right now, he's going to get no play.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to get there. Don't get me wrong, he's going to get there.
Right.
It's just, what are you going to be doing after football? Are you going to be coaching? Are you going to be sitting on the couch talking about, man, I remember back in my day, Or are you going to be on the sidelines? Like, look at Joey Porter, the linebacker for the Steelers back in the day. He went back to the same school that he played for. He played in Colorado State, and he's coaching out there now. So, I mean, obviously he ain't doing too bad,
Right.
There's a couple that go back to the same school they played for and end up coaching on the team and try to get them to the championship or help people get into the league. Like, I know somebody, and get you a try.
And then you speak to their commentary.
And he probably would be a damn good commentator too. I mean,
Yeah.
he's got that high energy. I like to run you over. I look for contact kind of guy. So he's gonna be looking for contact when he talks. What you gotta say about that? like, dude, you can't run over your partner.
No, I think he kind of seems like a good commentator.
He's calm when he talks. One time he was actually on YouTube related. No, she was talking to Adrian Peterson. She just thought he was just some regular guy in the street. And he was talking to her just like a regular person. Like, he said, oh, girl, you don't know Adrian Peterson? And he was like, and then when she finally figured out who it was, she's like, oh, shit, Adrian Peterson. He's like, yeah, that's me. So he didn't flash it, so he's not a flashy guy. He's from Palestine, Texas, something like that. Something like near Houston area, I think. So, I mean, he seemed like he'd be humble in that aspect, but he's a damn good player. Anyways, Deshaun.
I really think if it goes to court, they're going to get nasty.
Oh, very.
They're going to get nasty. And I think they're going to try not to go to court.
I think they're going to try not to go to court, but I think it's going to end up going to court because people are going to be trying to because 22 people, and you tell me you're going to get all of them? How? How do you pay that much money? Like,
Even if you make that much money.
I guess I can't even fathom making that much. You know, like, hell, can you sponsor my fights, bro? I mean, damn. Can you sponsor my training?
I mean, the attorneys that he used, man, ain't regular attorneys.
No, these are bulldog attorneys. I mean,
yeah, so I think what's gonna happen is the majority of the 22, they might not have a good enough case, and they gonna fall off. And then there'll probably be ones that stay, like they kind of good case, and they take a little money. I'm not saying he did it. I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm just saying
to make it go away.
I think that's what it's gonna do.
To make it go away, they gotta basically shell out some money. Yeah, I mean it's kind of like the OJ case. What he did, and Johnny Cochran said he's like the color of justice is green, and OJ spent that money to get out of that case. I'm not saying he didn't. I ain't saying he didn't do it. All I'm saying is, if the gun don't fit, you must have quit. And they quit that, man.
I mean,
But they still got him for 9 years afterwards.
I mean, they got Deshaun with porn stars, everything, man. It's crazy, man. You know, they got him with, with everything.
It's just a little disappointing.
Khalifa, yeah, Mia Khalifa.
Mia Khalifa? That's the porn star he's with?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So,
I mean, alright. Just trying to see, bro. Damn. Is she saying something too?
I just heard that, you know, they have a post video with him and her.
Like she posted it, or?
It's just like photos of them being together.
But like, sexual manner, or it's like out and about together.
Yeah.
Let's believe Deshaun Watson. She make believe. I mean,
you know, they gonna make something out of that.
I mean, I don't know, bro. Maybe he knew her before she was a porn star. Who knows? Maybe he didn't. I don't know. I cannot speculate. So, the next Clemson quarterback that's probably going to come up is Trevor Lawrence.
Right.
So now he's going to have to deal with, they're going to say, hey, Trevor, what do you think about Deshaun Watson going, all his stuff going on, because he cut there both from Clemson.
And then he'll be smart just to
avoid
that question.
And I hope he does avoid that question. He's like, well, that's Deshaun's situation. I hope the best for him and going back to business.
All right, but you don't hear it.
Yeah, that's true. Next question.
Yeah. I ain't gonna hear it.
Next question.
My thing about the NFL is, why did the Panthers trade for Sam Darnold? I don't understand.
I think my man Teddy was doing just fine, personally. I think Teddy was doing just fine. I mean, you can't expect him to get in there and just sling the rock and get you to the damn ship.
Right.
It's not going to happen that way.
Right.
And you ain't given enough time to really develop a relationship with the receivers. Yeah, like with the team. I mean, you kind of just drag the man in, threw him in there, and say, okay, do something with it. So to me, personally, they ain't really give him a fair shake at it. However you want to look at it. And then you go. Sorry, I've been working today, so then you go and trade for Sam Darnold. To me, that's a slap in the face, personally. Sam Darnold's trash.
I feel it been better if they swap.
I think Sam Darnold's trash. He actually did play for the Jets. Remember, he was with the Jets for like a slight second, and they traded him. They traded him again. To me, Sam Darnold's trash. I'm sorry, he's garbage. He's hot garbage. I mean, he was fine at USC, but NFL wise, he sucks. He's just trash. I'm sorry. And I was saying, man, I hate to talk about this, but it's trash, bro. Like, I think Teddy's better than him. I think that they made a mistake, and I think that the next place Teddy does go to and does start, I think he's gonna light back up a fire. Cause you know what? The only thing that took him out was that damn knee. If he wouldn't hurt his knee that year, man, he'd be out there with the toss of Aaron Rodgers and Mahomes. I think so. I think he'd be up in it. Now I ain't say he was better than them. I think he'd be in the talk though. They'd be like, okay, Mahomes. They'd be like Mahomes, Rodgers, Jackson, Bridgewater. You know what I'm saying? Or they might say Mahomes, Rodgers, Bridgewater, Jackson. I think Teddy Bridgewater would have won some championships, at least some championships, something. At least get him in the playoffs if he would have torn his ACL at the practice field.
So you talking about Jackson?
No, I'm talking about Bridgewater. He tore
I got you, but which Jackson you talking?
Lamar Jackson.
You think that?
I think if Bridgewater was still in his prime and he was still playing the way he was playing.
I just want to make sure that we're talking about the same person.
We're talking about I'm talking about Lamar Jackson. Now, don't get me wrong. I have no disrespect to Lamar Jackson ever.
Okay.
I don't disrespect any of these players because they could throw all over me.
Right.
You know, they'll overthrow my ass every time because my ass is slow. I can't get up now to feel like that. I'm not an athlete. I'm just talking. It's just my opinion. What is my opinion to them making their millions, whatever. But all I'm saying is I think if Bridgewater was still the Bridgewater he was when he started, and had torn his ACL, and he was able to come back, you know, I think to the same team too. It was probably the same system, but they kind of moved on from him because they're like, well, we can't use you right now, so bye. You know, like they do that to Alex Smith when he messed up his leg for a year and a half, almost 2 years. Like I was surprised they were gonna cut his leg off and everything. Like it was that bad. They were amputated and everything. Like,
that was cool. He came back.
And he came back, and Kobe Bryant, the same thing happened to him too. It wasn't as bad, but he broke his leg too. I'm like, well, damn, this is like year of leg breakers or something. Like, what the fuck? So it's just like I think some athletes get a fair shake at coming back from injury, and then some don't. Now, if you remember, when Alex Smith got that concussion, that's when Cap came in, right. And then they traded him. I was like, now that's a slap in the face. That's a big slap.
I wouldn't get traded and be on the bench.
I mean, you come in, you get a concussion, right? You play with the 49ers. You get a concussion. I remember this. I wasn't as into football back then, but he got a concussion. Cavity comes in and starts throwing lights out. He comes back. They bench him. Sorry, man. You were out. It's like, I had a concussion. Like, what you want me to do? Like, I can't tell my head, like, he'll be quicker, He's like, well, sorry. So they traded him. And he ended up going to Chiefs. He did all right with Chiefs, He was straight there for a while, and then Patrick Mahomes came in. As soon as Mahomes came in, I looked at Mahomes, I said, oh, Alex, you done, bro. I said, they're going to sit him for a year, let him watch. And then as soon as I heard he got traded, I said, oh, he done. I knew it. I knew he was done from the get-go. When I saw Mahomes sitting on that bench for the Chiefs, I said, Mahomes going to be the next starter. Like, they're going to let Alex play. They're like, hey, man, we respect you, blah, 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 but we got the young gun here. We need to put him in. Right. And look what he done. He went to 2 Super Bowls. He won one, he lost the other. But, the team won one and then lost the other one. But still, look what he done. You know what I'm saying? So, Alex Smith, I think he's on his way out the door, personally.
What he did this year was cool.
Oh yeah, the comeback. If they had any comeback player of the year, it would be him. like come back a decade, century, or whatever you want to call it. It'd be him. That was one cool ass comeback. I mean, you're talking about he went from your leg was damn near amputated to it was like halo
to being in the NFL.
To be back in the NFL. I mean, damn.
And made it to the playoffs.
Congrats to you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You know, congrats to you, man. Cause I mean, I don't know how I do that. Matter of fact, Zach Miller, do you remember him?
Yeah. He
actually had a leg break too. And he had one of those leg breaks where it was cut off circulation, and they were like, we might amputate. He didn't amputate, and he didn't come back to play. But he did a year later, he was running. He was jogging. And I think they were going to give him like a year contract, so they paid him for it, but he didn't play.
Yeah.
He was quieter, had a quieter leave out. The reason I remember him was because I had him on my team, my fantasy team that year, and he broke his leg in the game. And I was like, damn, break your leg, and he dropped the ball. But as a person, man, I was glad he was okay and he didn't lose his leg.
He's tight end, right?
Yeah, big tight end too, big old white boy. Yeah. So, what do you feel about Jerry Jones salivating over Kyle Pitts, the tight end from Florida? It's a big dude.
I feel like they need so many of them.
Man, Cowboys need so many things ridiculous right now. We need corners. We need linebackers. We need a whole new secondary.
We need the offensive line.
We need offensive line. We need to beef up the offensive line. I feel like now the Cowboys are the rebuild team. Personally, it sucks though.
I feel like if you get the right pieces, you know, in the division, in the conference, division, I feel like. They had the right piece and kind of move forward. You know, because they still got a lot of talent.
Right. Hey, you heard about Thaddeus Monks? He just got cut from Washington. So I think if Dallas were to pick him up, he could play. I think he could.
What's wrong with tight end they got now?
There's nothing wrong with tight ends they have now. Do you remember Blake Bell?
Okay.
The Belldozer from OU? Okay. Well, he's a tight end. They have Jarwin.
Right. And
they had Gavin Escobar. I don't know what happened to him. I think he got cut or went somewhere else. Who was the other one? Bell. Swain? Is it just Swain? But he's gone too. So, I don't know where he went. I don't know. I don't think he's with Dallas anymore though. So yeah, Bell. Like Jarwin, Blake Jarwin, and I'm not even sure. Like probably some no-name tight end I've never heard of. You know.
I mean,
obviously I'm a no-name because I ain't playing nowhere. So.
I think they got.
I think they should use the fullback a little more. But the era of fullbacks are kind of going away.
You got a cold one,
Who?
I mean, if you do got one, if you know, because a certain team they use them.
Like the 49ers use it. They use theirs. Jesowicz.
Yeah.
He gets paid.
Yeah, he deserves to get paid. Yeah, that man cold.
And then you had what was that guy's name? Mike Allstott. He was a fullback, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Mike Allstott was a fullback right there. If he ain't had a rock, he was running you over. So he was running for Warrick Dunn. Remember? He was Warrick Dunn's blocker. Mike Allstott was a beast.
Yeah, he was nice.
That was a beast. I hate to go on the family crest, but Timmy Newsome, he played for the Cowboys. Shout out to the Newsome right there.
Y'all related?
Yeah.
That's cool.
He went to Winston-Salem. I don't know him personally. But there's a lot of Newsomes out there. So just kind of like a background on me, guys. If you see the name Newsome, Newsome, anywhere out there, some way, somehow, probably related. Probably. Whether you're married to somebody that's a Newsome, you are a Newsome yourself, probably related. Some of them dropped off the E on the end, and some of them did. Due to, I guess, heritage or whatever. I see quite a few people in there. My ex-wife, actually, it's kind of funny that my ex-wife, do you remember Ronnie Lott, who lost his finger? That was Timmy Newsome's helmet that he got his finger caught in. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, what a coincidence that her family knows Ronnie Lott, like he's related to them, and Timmy Newsome's related to me. So, what I heard, he's doing something with like some kind of communications or something like that, but he figured out what to do after football. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, just a little history lesson, guys. You know, I thought y'all liked that. And yes, Ozzie Newsome is kinfolk. Just by the way, no, I can't get you to a Ravens game because I don't talk to that dude like that.
That's what's up, though.
Yeah, so no, I can't get you into a Ravens game. You're a Raiders fan, go buy the tickets. I'm gonna tell you, brother. I'm sorry. I don't roll like that. I don't know dude like that, and I don't ride nuts. So it's just one of them things like. I mean, yeah, it'd be cool about this if I call, hey, what's up, you know, but we ain't cool like that. So, I mean, if I got to know him, if he saw this show, you know, pretty sure we all had the same features, you know, big nose, big lips.
Okay, but see, Tampa, you got tight end, you got Blake Jones.
Right.
Dalton Schultz.
Schultz, that's what I was forgetting.
Yeah.
And Bell. So yeah, I mean, Pitts at the 4, work his way up, and then.
But what round you gotta pick him up at?
I would say second.
But shouldn't you get something you can use right now?
I know everything's win now. You know, and it's kind of one of those things where it's like, do I want to develop him or do I want to win right now? If you want to win right now, Jordan Reed would be the way to go. I think Jordan Reed is a hell of a tight end. They got tight end from the Washington football team. I don't know, some. No,
you talking about old Jordan Reed?
Yeah, like prime Jordan Reed.
Right, you talking about Jordan Reed that everything on his body is injured?
Before he got the injuries.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, well, you know. Yeah. Okay, never mind. I take that back. Yeah. I take that back. Never mind. Jordan Reed, no offense to you, brother, but you kind of like beat up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might want to just go start coaching high school ball because you might throw a pass on out there and run some jokers over, but he beat up. So. He was cold. When he was healthy, he was cold.
If he could stay healthy, he would have been.
He didn't straight, but.
Hall of Fame.
There's some people that could have been Hall of Famers, but it just, Marcus Lattimore, he tore up both his knees. Okay. I think he would have been hell of a running back for the Niners, but he went in there. He couldn't even take the pain for like the first 3 days because it was so bad. So he took the signing bonus and he started making like appearances where he talked about motivating people and stuff like that. And he would I think he had like a foundation for athletes that get hurt, and he made like scholarships for them. So when they come back, they have a scholarship to play. Because a lot of people lose their scholarships over injuries. It's not because they had bad grades. It's not because they did something stupid. It's just because they were playing the sport they love. They played their senior year. I mean, what high school kid you see opt out so he can play college?
Right.
I mean, it's just not gonna happen. So he doesn't opt out of high school, senior year. You gotta have some film. You go and you make a wrong move. You caught on the turf, somebody catches your knee, whatever. And also, all scholarships start disappearing. And this D2 picks you up. You got a chip on your shoulder because you're mad as hell. Like, all y'all gonna regret dropping me. You come back and, you know, sometimes you do the damn thing, and sometimes you're like, man, I can't do it. I ain't got it no more. It just is. It is what it is. Not everybody's gonna be Superman. Well, I think we're Superman, but it's true. Not everybody's Superman. And even that Superman at a D2 level, you might get some playing time. You might get on the practice squad. But who to say you're gonna touch the field on actual TV? Your days might have been over when you played college ball. I've seen one guy, the receiver, AJ. What's his last name? No, I'm sorry, CJ something. I forgot the last name, but anyways, he was playing for the Rams, and he didn't. Atkins. I want to say it was Atkins. C.J. Atkins, I think. Don't quote me. But anyways, with the SU cold receiver, like he was pretty like damn, like here's somebody catching the rock, and then he just did nothing with it. Now he's a consultant for a pharmacy, so pharmacy rep. I mean, so they're making money. Some people use their careers to kind of jumpstart another career, and others like, I don't want to talk about that.
Right.
I don't want to talk about what happened. those days are behind me. But yeah, so a lot of these players out here that unfortunate things happen, and they just end up not playing for whatever reason. I can't say that I played. I didn't. I do watch. I like to critique. Can't say I know a whole lot. Some people like he's an idiot. I don't know what they're talking about. And other people like, okay, he's got a little point there. So take it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's just my opinion. I'm not Stephen A. I'm not Stephen A. Smith. You know, I can't just go out there and blow you out the water with facts and stats and all that craziness. I ain't even dependent on all that. It's just fun conversation.
So what do you think about tomorrow?
Tomorrow is my fight. So, am I nervous? Hell yeah, I am. It will be the first time I do no-gi. So no-gi is actually, if y'all ever watch a WNO, like Who's Number One, you ever watch those? Like flow grappling? If y'all ever watch flow grappling on YouTube, shout out to flow grappling. They're pro grapplers. They're not MMA. They're pro grapplers. So what they do, grappling is basically, I'm just giving you a little, like kind of a background on it. It's like wrestling, but submission friendly. And being on your back is not a bad thing. If you're on your back, you can see what's going on. If they get your back, that's a problem because you can't see them. If they're on your back, you can't see them, so that becomes an issue. So it's better to have them in front of you, on your back, being able to move around with them than to have them on your back trying to choke you out. So tomorrow I will be going against the older guys because I am 34. I don't look like it. Thank you very much. I will be competing against some masters in gi and no gi. Gi is the in layman terms that thing that looks like a jacket. That is a gi. The belt, I am a white belt. I'm a 2-stripe white belt. I'm working on my, of course, working towards the blue, but it's not about belts. It's more about your journey. Tomorrow will be in Austin, so we'll see how that goes. I gotta be up at 7. I gotta be at my coach's house at 7:45 in the morning. So I'm gonna be going to bed here pretty soon. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be fun. We'll see what happens. I've had some mishaps. Lost some gi shorts. I lost my water bottle. I lost my towel. Like, oh my God, what is going on here? And luckily enough, shout out to my coworker that let me borrow a water bottle to cut the big Cody water bottle. I gotta call you back. I will call you back in just a little bit. I'm almost done.
So what's your how's the fight schedule? Like, how many fights do you think you have?
I'm not sure how many fights I'm going to have. On the actual website, what it's saying you're not guaranteed multiple fights. So we'll see. Last time I had last tournament, because after the freeze and all that craziness, and 1/3 place and all that, it was 2 in absolute. I won, so I lost the first one, won the second one, 1/3 place, and I had 4 in my weight class, I think. I had 4 fights in my weight class, so it was a learning experience. I learned some things. I won 2 of the matches. No, I won 1. Yeah, I won 1 of the matches in my weight class, and that's only because he kind of forfeited, because he's like, oh, I thought he's dying, he's doing like this. I'm like, oh shit, I killed him. And he's like, no, it's my shoulder release. So he had his pec torn, or he had strained his pec. And shout out to Big Dirt. That's a big boy, man. He had me in a guillotine like this, right? So he's got me in the guillotine, started pulling back and doing all this. When you have a guillotine, you don't want to pull back. You want to go this way, step back, and go this way. So this hand pulls, and you step back. I probably won't go to sleep. So I just pop my head out like this, I'm out of there. So I'm on top of him, and he rolls me over, and I roll him over, and I'm trying to choke him out from the side, and he told me, he said, man, I'm not gonna lie, my jaw hurts like a mother now. So I learned some things, like next time mount them, and that would be an easier way to choke them out. You get in the moment, man. You just sometimes you get in survival mode, I gotta do something,
Right.
So yeah.
And so are you pretty calm fighter, or are you kind of like?
I'm a pretty calm fighter. Most you'll see some what they call spaz white belts.
Okay.
And a spaz white belt is like somebody just goes, they're trying to sleep. It's like, whoa, hey, we're training here. Calm down. So when I started, I was kind of a spaz a little bit, but I've learned to calm down, look where I'm going. I want to go over here. How do I get there? So it's kind of like playing chess. Your queen's in front of you, and you're just moving around the board. I want to get over here, but you're stepping over here. So I'm gonna step over here. Maybe step this way, maybe back this way, step this way. Oh, got your back. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay, so there in Austin tomorrow, where will you get?
Where in Austin tomorrow? I think it's called Austin. It's like an Austin Sports Complex or something like that. So I'll be there. We'll go there, and we'll see what happens. It starts at 10 o'clock. So we have an hour and 6 minutes drive. So I have an hour and 6 minutes to talk to my coach, or sleep, or just get my head ready. And when we get there, once the lights come on, it's go time. I'm not gonna lie. Get out there, your heart start beating, start racing. It's like, man, I really want to be here. And before you know it, somebody done grab you. It's like, oh shoot, this guy wants something. They let me take him. And once that 5 minutes is up, it's up. And then it's like, all right.
So is it 5 minute round, or is it 5 minutes to go match?
5 minute matches. The match is like 5 minutes, and it feels like the longest 5 minutes of your life. I'm not gonna lie. You get out there and all this training you've been doing, now it's time to put it all together.
Right.
And at first you're like, do I know what the fuck I'm doing? What am I doing here?
You felt better second match? Second.
I think the second you make contact with that person, you come into this mindset of, okay, I'm not at the gym. This is not training.
Yeah.
This guy wants to win. I want to win. So let me give him a run for his money. Right. And you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if you're scoring points or not. You don't know. You're just out there. You hear your coach and you hear their coach, but you try to listen to your coach. So it's kind of hard because you hear all these things, but you're over here trying to make sure you don't get choked out. And
how do you know when you're on the mat What tells you like I'm in danger of being choked out?
Oh, okay. So you're in danger of being choked out when you feel that arm come around this way, and you're like, oh shit. So you can't grab one finger, because that's like they're like, no, you have to grab at least 3 fingers, and then you peel them off. Now, if he grabs my finger and does like this, the ref will warn him, no, you can't grab 1 finger. You have to grab at least 3. So I always try to like grab 3 fingers. I kind of like try to keep my collar over here. I try to keep them away from my neck. But my main thing is like I try to let them get my bag. Once we shake hands and once we slap and dap, it's go time. Once that ref says, it's on. So it's on. I mean, it can be 30 seconds. It can be 5 minutes. It won't go past 5 minutes. Once the bell rings, that's it. You're done. You shake hands, and they'll either raise your hand or you won't get your hand raised. But you really win once you step on the mat. And anybody that's been into these tournaments, this is my 3rd one. You win when you step on the mat. Period. Like you won already.
Right. Now
can I put it all together? And even if you didn't win, you learned something. Okay, what did I do here? Where did I make a mistake at? Where can I learn to? Where can I not make that mistake again? And then you see that person again. It's your business.
So your coaches, like you listen to everything they said, you kind of like word.
When I was fighting Big Dirk, I could not hear anything my coach was saying. I heard what I remember was this big old dude, and I mean, the dude was big. I mean, Dirk. No offense, bro, but he's a big boy. And I just remember, like, I heard him when I actually watched the fight again. He's like, all right, man, come on, get the points, mount him. I'm over here on the side like this, trying to choke him out. And then I looked at him, like, the ref was like, hey, get up, because I want to come back to the middle. And I looked at him, and I'm like, are you all right? Because he was turning red, like, his face was red. I was like, are you all right? And I was like, are you okay? Like, he's like, no, he's talking about his show. I'm like, he did like this, so I thought he was pointing toward his heart. Like, I was like, oh, she just had a heart attack. Like, and I looked at the coach and I was like, he said you can't, like, can you go? Like, are you okay? He's like, nah, I don't want to go no more. But after the match, we kept talking, and he's like, man, good match, man, good match. I was like, yeah, you too, man. I was like, that was a really good fight. He's like, yeah, I was like, so I don't even train for 3 weeks. I was like, what the fuck?
He don't train?
He only trained for 3 weeks and was that turn. I had months into this, and this dude over here. I mean, he had me 6-0. Like he was beating me. Yeah. So shout out to him. I told him, I said, dude, once you get to the weight you're trying to be at, I said you were going to be a fucking beast. And I was like, keep training. I was like, keep training, keep going, keep
doing. How much you right now?
Me or him?
Both.
He was 430 at the time. I don't know what he weighs now. 430. Wow. 430 pounds. And he lost 133 pounds. He used to be a sumo wrestler. So I was like, wow. And I stepped on the scale this morning, 233. So probably about 234 when I get there tomorrow, maybe 235. Right. We'll see.
So you lost some weight. Yeah,
I've lost some weight since then. So it's a good thing, it's a bad thing. Because these 250 jokers be coming at me. It's like, oh shit, come on, heavy, bro. So, when they base out on you, they put the hand over here, you try to get them over here, and it's like, you sweep the hand, and so it's so many things to it, man. These higher belts make it look so damn easy, but it's not. So, it's a lot of fun. I've been going against these big 300-pound guys, and some of them I get, some of them just get me. They just lay on me like, well, damn. Like,
when they lay on you at a certain point, will they give you a pointer?
It's more they're trying to smother you, kind of, so they have time to think, and you don't want to give them time to think. So usually I'll get on my side where I can kind of breathe. And I kind of shrimp out, and I'll shrimp out, and I'll be on my side so they can't, because they have it on my back, I can't really breathe. It's kind of like you start panicking, but They want you to do something. They want you to panic because when you panic, you do something like this, and then your arm is free, and they're gonna armbar you or something like that. And it's over. I try to panic. I try to be kind of calm. And with big guys, you need speed. If you're a big guy, you want to be big guys, you need speed. And then with little guys, you want to be calm and wait for them to make a mistake. So when they make a mistake, capitalize. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's in God's hands at this point.
And you don't know who you're going to play?
No idea. Normally, Coach would get on there and shout out to Coach Brian. And normally he'll get on Facebook, kind of scatter and see who's there. It's like, okay, you gonna fight this guy? He's kind of big. Remember to do this, do that. But with Fuji, for whatever reason, they take forever to put the damn brackets out. So my mom is gonna be there tomorrow, so she's actually gonna get to see me fight. My sister chose to go to Petite tomorrow for the festival, but that's okay. My dad, he said maybe not, because it's an hour away. So I'm like, okay, whatever.
But your mom coming?
My mom is coming, yes. So I'm actually pretty happy about that. The next one will be on May 1st. It will be here in town. So that's probably, hopefully everybody can kind of make that. But we'll see. Make sure. I think at the end of the day, whether you win or lose, everybody goes home safe. You might have maybe some little injuries, but nobody's going home like majorly hurt.
Right.
You're not having to go to the hospital afterwards because broke your damn arm or something like that. And you go home with a learning experience, or you could have won. You probably won the match, and you still need to learn. You still need to learn something. Maybe you went in survival mode. Don't remember. Don't know what the hell happened. There's some things you do. It's like if you don't know how you did it, it don't matter. You have to be able to do it again. But that's all I got to say about it. Man. We'll just see what happens tomorrow. And I will. Y'all keep a lookout tomorrow. I will put up a video, win, lose, or draw. I'll put up a video on my own page, Fly Guy Newsome, and I'll let y'all know how it goes. Appreciate it.
And that's the show, episode 36. Join us next week for episode 37. And thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe. We'll see y'all next time.
All right.